We'll continue reading the book, The Mind of the Soul by Master Gary and Linda. And today's topic is Reverence for Life, chapter number 22. He explains regarding this topic, reverence of life, through a story. His friend spoke to him that she was invited to a party which was luxurious and high level party with lawns all manicured, and the servers were in a uniform, and all the eatables were served in silver and all luxury. And his friend felt out of place because she was born and brought up in a middle class environment. So she had a judgment that wealthy people are ruthless and they exploit people. So she was feeling out of place in the party. And slowly the hostess, she walked upstairs, and a friend of the author saw a beautiful, the hostess in a beautiful gown and the hairdo with the diamond necklace, rings, and all kinds of. He started stepping down and coming towards her. Looking at her, author's friend felt reminded of her old friend. Suddenly, she went to the childhood memories, oak tree, and the games they played and all. And by this time, this hostess is in front of her and facing each other. And this hostess then called upon, "Is that you, Claire?" And suddenly, the friend came back from that memory to the existence, mansion, the luxury, and she responded, "Yes, I'm Claire Jennifer, your childhood friend." And they faced each other. They remember all the joys and the games together they played. She was a childhood friend, neighbor. And at that moment, all her disappointment and judgment and everything vanished, disappeared. Her heart opened. She now no more see Jennifer's necklace, diamond necklace, rings, a mansion. Now she is a childhood friend. They spoke in length and breadth their married life, children whom they mothered, the life, joy and struggle. So this is what reverence of life. The moment um, she recognized her as a childhood friend, her judgment disappeared and she opened herself. Okay? So the joy uh, is replaces the fear, judgment disappeared, and her heart opened. Now the author is explaining that the soul is, wearing a costume. The personality what we have is a costume that the soul is wearing. So when we are with the senses of five, like we have seen from many chapters, multisensory and five. So we look upon the personality, the costume. There is the luxury, the wealth, the richness, the status, all these things. But when you are multisensory, you will look into the soul first and personality secondly. Okay, this is what happened with Claire and Claire. So first she recognized Jennifer as a personality, the richness, jewelry she is wearing, lot of servants, all this kind. But as soon as, she recognized her essence as a childhood, then all her judgment disappeared. So multisensory personalities, they will look into the soul first and personality. Now, in this case, compassion. So the compassion allows us to step out of this self-created isolation and open to joy and sorrow. So when we are in a very difficult situation, either lack of health or lack of sleep, at that time we create a prison within ourselves and we are isolated from the outside world. We imprison ourselves. But when we practice compassion, that is looking at others as soul, as being, the essence instead of the costume they are wearing, the compassion develops. And when the compassion develops, we are able to step out of that self-created isolation. We are able to break open that prison and will be open to the joys and sorrows. Next, the author is talking about holiness. The holiness, it is not from the religious perspective. He's saying it is the inherent sacredness instead of the surface level. So this is what with the example of Jennifer and Claire, we understood. It is not the surface level appearance or judgment or status, but it's the inherent nature, sacredness of being that is to be recognized. That is what holiness. So holiness is found in the very fabric of existence, in the essence of each moment and interaction. So this is what he has mentioned regarding holiness. Now, universal law of cause and effect and law of attraction. So as we have understood in earlier chapters of cause and effect and law of attraction, it all depends upon the choices we make, the thoughts we create, and the behaviors. These all play a important role in type of people we attract, type of energies we come across, and the consequences we learn. Holiness, unending opportunities to create authentic power, reverence for life. The author is telling the same thing in the previous chapter as well. We have to create authentic power. That was external power, longing for your status or richness, money. All these are external power. To create authentic power by bringing awareness to the choices we make, the thoughts we create, and the behavior to a certain situation. So the reverence for life encourages us to live consciously with respect, inherent value of every being and experience. So when you each and every day-to-day activities, when we come across with them, and we instead of looking into their personality, the external appearance, we look connect to the soul level that each of us is a divine being. In that way, there will not be any judgment or jealousy or disdain and all this. This will all disappear and all the 35 virtues of, qualities will appear. That is compassion, love. The highest frequency of virtues will appear. This is what it completes the chapter Reverence for Life. And then author has given certain exercise when you don't like some personality, but internally you feel you want to connect. So you have to observe whether it is because of your inferiority complex, or it is fear, or it is envy, judgment. What you have to do is you need to ask yourself whether you are consider looking at the friend as a personality or the costume you are wearing, or the friend's earth suit. You know, am I focusing on what he or she does, or am I focusing on how she or he dresses? Do I feel I cannot communicate because of misunderstanding or disagreement? Am I distant because my life has taken me in a different direction? Mm, Take whatever time you need on this exercise. Close your eyes and picture your friend. Set your intention to see beyond your friend's external costume or earth suit. Remind yourself that you don't know all that goes into his or her life, challenges, fears, joy, and terror. We don't know what is happening in other people's life. Like what 3G has told, many times, that no judgment. So this is what here we get to know. Through their external personality, we will not understand what is going through, what the person is going through in their life, and we do the judgment. Remember, you are a soul, and your friend is also a soul. After picturization, visualization, open your eyes and notice how you feel about your friend now. Do you feel compassion? If not, then you repeat the exercise until you shift from seeing your friend as a personality to knowing that he or she is a soul wearing an earth costume. Okay. And like yesterday, Shalini had told about the morning awareness program. This chapter also, the author is explaining the morning exercise. When you wake up early morning, say to yourself that I intend to see holiness in every person and everything today. Imagine what that might mean. If you forget during the day, remind yourself and set the intention again and write your experiences in your journal. Isn't it beautiful that reminding ourselves that they are soul, not people wearing, earth's costume. We consider, or when we connect with each and everyone in a soul level instead of looking at the status, well, then it will be beautiful. The holiness, our being, existence in life, we will be able to embrace everyone as a soul being. And this is what reverence life author explain. If you all enjoyed the session, if anyone wants to share their experience or input, please feel free to unmute yourself and share your.
Yeah, thank you, madam. So,
Yes,
yeah, beautiful, beautiful reminder that, see everyone as a soul, just wearing a physical costume. And yeah, whenever we, we don't like someone, or, if it is, if we are judging, then just say the affirmation that they are the soul. Um, I'm wearing a physical costume. So if we can do the affirmations repeatedly, we are changing our perspective and changing the energy levels and the thoughts and all, and it would bring or balance that energy. And bring the love energy. Yeah, beautiful reminder, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swarnaji. Beautifully you have put it in a summary. Thank you so much. Anyone else wants to add? Please feel free to unmute yourself. Gaganji is here. He will always add this session.
Yeah, also remind, writing a journal repeatedly, right? We know the
Yes.
wisdom, but in order to train our mind, it will take some time, because immediately it is not going to accept, right? Them as a soul, and we have all these contracts. Because some people, you just see them, and in conversation, you see that those energies are keep popping up. Even I see in my, I experienced recently also. Somehow I feel like contradicting some discussions. Then I feel like, why should I never know him, and he's not in my life, or he's not relative. But why I feel, see, by listening to him, even he may be non-meditator or meditator, doesn't matter, right? Since we are in the meditator, we are in this journey, we need to take care of our emotions and thoughts and all, thinking this universe is as a whole, right? So I was like, why it is? So then I thought, yeah, there is some contrast, what is that, contrast or something? Yeah, that's going on. Something is, those energies are not matching. There's some energies I need to take care in myself. It's not it's not between me or him, but it is just within me. Something is, I'm not liking whatever he talks or whatever. Then repeatedly saying that, yeah, giving forgiveness to myself. Maybe I might have done same thing, because I'm triggering with the conversation, or I'm matching right now. His energies are that, and that is triggering in me, but means same thing I have, the reflection. So then when you understand this wisdom and repeatedly do it, yeah, I know. And when you talk again, just be silent, pay attention. So the energy will balance it that side also. And then after that, you will have normal relation, and normal, you don't have it triggering. So it's beautiful.
Wonderful experience, Varnaji. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Yes, absolutely. I think everyone come across with such kind of, experiences, people in day-to-day life or in your offices,
Exactly.
where you feel all of a sudden you don't
All
like
of a
that
sudden, yeah.
person, yeah, what he is talking or she is talking, you're totally in opposite. Then we have to look
Exactly.
inside. Yeah, yeah. Like what that person may be a
So it's,
triggering
yeah,
factor for us. Yeah. To understand
correct.
ourselves. Yeah, yeah. Totally agree. Beautiful.
Without this wisdom and without the spirituality or meditation or
Yeah,
awareness, we
yeah,
always think that, oh, why he's doing that, why he's doing that. Always you pinpoint to others. But once
yeah,
we understand this wisdom, no, always you pause. I know this is happening. There is some learning I have to do. And only learning is just love, nothing else. Whatever may be the feeling, whatever may be the emotion, always say love. Give love yourself and give love to them. That should be
yeah,
the
yeah,
the way we handle is a different again. Maybe sometimes you have to be a silent. Okay, so while going through that process, or sometimes take a pause and maybe have a good conversation again with peacefully. So these are the things only we have to courageously uh, step step in
yeah,
and show in the action. Less action, but more changing your thoughts into energy, the love energies. So it's beautiful, man. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Truly, truly, I
Can I
second
ask a
to.
question?
Yes, Chandra sir, yes.
Why? Why do we feel like that?
To my understanding, I think it's all our soul journey. Maybe that person in your last incarnation, we have to settle
It's,
some account.
no, it's not because of.
Hi,
See,
Chandra sir. This is Swarna.
hi. Yeah, Swarna.
Maybe the virtues we have,
When did
35
Max become
virtues.
16? Swarna's max became 16 in her name. Earlier, she used to write Swarna Max. Anyway, see, why does that happen?
You can add, Chandra, sir.
No, I will add, but I want someone to
Means
start.
we need to have this 35 virtues. You need to learn these lessons 360
No, no.
degrees.
See, basically, see, there are two characters in this lesson, Jennifer and
Mm-hmm.
Claire. Yeah.
Claire, right? Jennifer's lifestyle is, let us say, X. This happens to all of us. We are born, then we drift away. When we are born, during the growth phase, we don't understand any kind of a discrimination. Okay? You have taken a birth, you have to learn lessons, fine. But then you are in the formative stage where there are no opportunities of any kind of a discrimination. That means you don't associate with your surroundings. You don't associate with your ego in both the cases. Now, Claire has seen life which is a limiting life. As a result, she has formed an opinion. Same is the case with Jennifer. And Jennifer is not carrying any kind of a feeling which will help her differentiate. But Claire has built a circle of inferiority complex in her because of all the experiences she has had till then. As a result, instead of living as a soul, she started living as a person on the earth, embodied soul, the soul which is limited, not the actual soul which is unlimited. And it has taken birth on this earth to learn. Instead of learning, she identified herself with what she was supposed to learn. Are you getting me? Right? So that built a wall. But the moment there was a shift, that is, when Jennifer said, "Is that you, Claire?" All these ego scenarios melted under the last point where they met. That was their childhood. They went into the common ground. There onwards, the entire learning shifted. That is when she realized, oh, right? If I have to think as a soul, we are the same. We are not discriminating against each other. Because he expresses that, right? Saying that the moment she identified Jennifer, her childhood friend. Right? So we need to be always live in the awareness that our ego potentially can create a wall of discrimination in us. That is the key message, at least I took when I was reading this book. Saying that, see, you have the potential of being ruled by your ego. Like people write down, right? My name is so and so, and immediately they'll put a designation. Now, where does the designation have a role in just putting a name? Right? They are building a wall
A
around them.
belief system, I think.
No. They are
No?
trying to convey that they are people with a certain status. Whereas, right? Whereas when Your designation is for a work in the office or to create a particular interface. For that purpose, you have a designation. But then when you are a human being, what is the purpose of a designation? Right? So those kind of subtle messages are hidden in this particular chapter, saying that beware, you potentially will end up becoming, you will end up wearing a cloak which identifies you as an ego but not as a soul. Yeah. I just wanted to add that because that's one thing where we normally in our day-to-day life we walk into it. Are you trying to tell me? No, that kind of a scenario. The moment you do that, the other person will get triggered into separating himself. But you did the covering very well, I should say, Rashmi.
Thank you, Chandraji. I was so very scared when you say you will be joining. I know you have, read so many books, so in depth. I know.
Yeah.
So there is a little fear energy in me also today.
I was worried. When I said that, I said I shouldn't have said that. I thought later.
So it was fine, but I was confident that I could grasp what Master Gary was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for adding, your inputs and explaining it elaborately. Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyone else wants to add uh, their sharing experience or inputs? Please feel free to unmute.
I
Or
think
any
people,
doubt, because Chandra
you
sir
should
is here.
discuss
He
any
has
book.
depth of
Any-
knowledge. You all can ask. It's a golden opportunity you all received today. He's here with us. You can ask doubts as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Chandra sir, for adding to this topic.
I know I'm always scared to add anything because people will immediately start feeling, "Arey, I did not think about it like this." That's not the objective. The objective is we all are here to learn from each other.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Then shall we end the
Hey,
session, Chandraji?
Is,
If every
no, is the timing very inconvenient for the people who join? Because no one is saying anything. That's a little bit. No, this is such an intellectual book.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, it's a beautiful book.
Hmm. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
So thank you all for joining and adding your energy. Yes, Mridula ji, you wanted to say something?
Ma'am, you are muted in case you're trying to say something. Yeah.
No, it's a very interesting, Chandra Garu. I think we all have a mask. We don't really show who we are.
Yeah.
We I think the Japanese people say there's a mask. We show
It is a mask. That is why they call it personality, which comes from the word persona.
yeah. So
Persona was, yeah. I mean,
the one
you.
the one show the society,
Yeah.
and the one we show ourselves in the mirror is the true mask. The
Yes.
rest masks are defined by ego and
Yeah.
society. We create this illusion.
Correct.
You know, the second mask we share with
Absolutely.
friends and family, and the third face we don't show to anyone except in the mirror. We show to ourselves.
No, even in the mirror, we don't like it. We despise that.
Yeah,
What we see in the mirror, we compare it with what it should have ideally been. There
Yeah.
also we are not honest with ourselves.
But that's the truest reflection. That's the truest reflection. But
Yeah.
still, you're right. We don't show anyone. We don't. And then we create this distance, like you said, with our name, with our title.
Yeah.
I share my title because it doesn't matter really. After a while, I think I'm a person. It doesn't matter what my title, what my education,
Exactly.
you know,
You
what
don't
does
think.
it matter?
Yeah.
When I'm talking to another human being, connection is everything, and sharing heart to heart is everything. It's a beautiful Rashmi topic. I don't know. I just got so it's after midnight for me, so I'm just kind of thinking in my mind all these thoughts. So I was thinking I want to talk, but it's late, so I wasn't sure how to talk, but I'm glad I got a chance to talk.
Right. No, this is actually, I mean, if you read some other books, you will get the view. Earth, the very existence of planet Earth, is driven by what they call the game of separation. We are separate from our ourself. We are separate from our soulmates. We are separate from our neighbors. And that separation is what we are here to learn about and eliminate it from a spiritual perspective. And that's exactly what hooks on to us and says you continue to maintain this separation. That's the entire logic behind this entire the series of books by Gary Zukav is like that. The entire series.
Yeah, he's my favorite. So in the universe sense, I'm thinking even bigger picture. We are such a small arena, our Earth planet, but we have so much ego that
Yeah.
we that we're the only thing. You know, this the physicist Carl Sagan said we're the dust on the mote of a sunbeam.
Yes.
But we think we're so much that we're the only creation in the whole of the universe, which is beyond our knowledge of the mind, how vast it is.
Yes. And actually, we start believing what we are projecting from inside.
Yeah.
That is the one that is separating us from what we are.
Yeah. Every day I'm in this group here in USA, and I always teach, I always post that it's the inside. That's where the power is. What we are in. You know, we always want
What
power.
we are inside.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You very well put it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful topic today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything there's a saying that's the Zen saying, the world around you is only beautiful when you are at peace with the world within you. It's
No,
always
when you are no, not only peace, when you are beautiful inside, you can see the world that is beautiful.
yeah. Yeah. But everything is inside, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whatever you feel inside is what you think is outside. So you have to master the space inside.
Yeah.
And then
Very
you,
right. Very right.
yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Hello, Masters.
Yeah, ma'am.
This
Yes.
is Anandita.
Yeah.
So, sir, I have a question. So, if we, you said like, yeah, true. When we look at the mirror,
Mhm.
we compare. Like, we have an ideal self, and we compare ourselves to that ideal self. So,
Mhm.
and also today we spoke about like, all of it. Like I have that thought when I look at the mirror. So my question is, if I'm aware that there is this comparison, does that mean that I'm connected to my soul and I'm aware of this discrimination or
Yes,
whatever
because
my mind.
see, fundamentally, what eyes are you wearing? Are you wearing your physical eyes or are you wearing your inner eyes? I'm not talking about third eye and all that, okay? See, you know the reality, but because the other person triggers saying, I am the my son is the vice president in so and so company. The other fellow will immediately say, I am his equal, so I have to go and say. But then if he says, my son is in the US, so is my son, finish. The matter is ending there. Your question is very pertinent. Yes, when you can recognize that you and the other person is the same. Forget the dress that you are wearing. You may be wearing a black dress, I may be wearing a green dress. Right? But then we are all the same. That is the realization that we should take. Beautiful question, ma'am. Yes, what you understood is absolutely right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrudalaji and Anandita, for your inputs and queries. I would like to add to Mrudalaji's thing. Yes, the universe is within us. I think yesterday or day before yesterday also we had a session like, well, the whole universe is within us. Like Krishna during childhood, he showed, I think in the Seth wisdom, it's mentioned that the whole universe is within us. Quoting an example of Krishna during his childhood when Yashoda Maya asked him to open your mouth and he showed her the whole universe inside his mouth. So
Actually,
it's a
that's a very
depiction.
interesting stuff. See, our DNA, our DNA was originally 12-strand DNA, right, which got limited. If you read The Spirit of DNA by Ray Chandran, right, there, our entire existence till now is encoded in the DNA. The original DNA has all these parameters, but it depends upon, just like those 35 lessons that Swarna was talking about, right? Those 35 lessons. You learn a bit by bit by bit. So what you get to see is what you have learned. So the entire universe gets divided into two categories. What is manifested versus what is yet to manifest. So that is why in our ancient books also they talk about consciousness is what you are when you are awake. Consciousness is what you are when you are asleep. Consciousness is what you are in your dream state. Consciousness is the fourth state also. So there are four states that define. And Turiya, the fourth state, is is a superset of all the states that you can break it into. You are awake, you are asleep, you are dreaming, and you are much more than that. The soul is equal to that level of consciousness, which is comprehensive in itself. We divide it by saying, I am awake, I am sleeping. So each of these becomes a personality. Right? I am home, I am at the office. So when I am at the office, I am in a tie, I am in a suit, and so on. That kind of cloak is what we have to leave behind. Only then we are what we are. Beautiful. I mean, you have selected such a lovely book, I should say that.
I told the story also. It happened when Ramji told you read. I listed all the books. He said, just whatever resonates, take it. But all of a sudden, I went to a library long back after 15, 10, 12 years. And that man said, I was writing notes, I just stumbled upon this book. And he said, you take it. I said, any money or lending, borrowing system and all, I'm coming after a long time. He said, nothing, you take it. It's from me. So that's how this book came to me. And it's a very old one. And I can smell the pages like an old library book, you know. And I like that. So I think universe wanted me to talk about this book through me. And that's what I felt. Beautiful book. The exercises which it gives practically, if we implement, definitely there is going to be a shift within
No,
us.
yes, there will be. There will be. I agree.
Thank you so much for joining this session and adding your energy, especially Chandraji. It's a icing on cake kind. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all. So see you in the evening for the next session. Have a miraculous day to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you. Thank you all.